for Tamale Central or a private legal practitioner. Now you're not drinking more. Alaji, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Kaifa halakum?
Now what to say, Alaji?
Me who ye?
Hey, teacher, you know, sir, you watch it.
Yeah, me da me ase. Me da so me won form.
Alaji, mami musa ayi. Sremu bayire no. Adena unse udia. Emu no eye de, emu enye nsuo ni ade than the Edian was southern part of Ghana. No reason is saying.
Just the climatic conditions. Say nsuo ni no bebre. Nti bayire no so larbako ana puna because there's no that much water. Nti concentration of nutrients no does no. It's not watery. Okay. But the southern side, no, it's still dorsal. So you can see it in almost everything. I mean, said Udia mango in the northern part. The sweetness level will be higher because of the lack of the lack of water and the sunshine. So it's so. I mean, even rice. You see that our grains are different.
Yeah, sure.
So that's
any beans, you know.
Beans, you know. So you see, it's just because it's the environmental condition.
Me better bolga kaka krebinan kama na me wo sa lawyer minim se woni na lawyer banga.
Abanga binda
yeah lawyer banga na me tell lawyer banga mu fio. Alaji mamimrai. The embattled Chief Justice or the suspended Chief Justice. And now, what a press conference in Sembi to ya. Now, what do you make of it?
Well, I think that the speaker was doubling. I mean, the suspended Chief Justice was doubling more in emotionalism than in the substance of the law. And because Professor Onwe need public sympathy for her case.
Sound.
Yeah.
We in Maku anything.
Oh, first of all, say when him say before overdaning Chief Justice, no, a Justice of the Superior Court of Judicature. Now, Justice of the Superior Court of Judicature beyond him say you can only be removed from office on stated grounds. Until so we are lawyer ni, and now we are political scientists here. The security of tenure for justices of the Superior Court of Judicature, because you can only remove them on stated grounds, and the stated grounds are not at large. Yes, Adedia will pay a Article 1461. So to remove a justice of the Superior Court of Judicature, you must demonstrate gross misconduct. Say that justice no. Why a dear and so on. Incompetence. Say on Nima dear or just a judgment of who can what legal precedents and precedences or can. You don't get a head and tail of the judgment. So Chief Justice, incompetence will also mean incompetence in administration, performing her duties as an administrator for the judiciary. And now, the third one, infirmity of body and mind. So we are weak on to me, Jumano. And now, what Boakokra and was is suffering from some mental sickness on to me, Jumano. So these are stated grounds. Object behind him. If you don't bring yourself within the context of Article 1461, Obiantimin you. So, you filing petitions against a justice of the Superior Court of Judicature. As a lawyer, you know that you will look at the petition and match the petition to Article 1461 requirement. And in the threshold, no. The petition no.
Loy. Ankwafo aka say the Article 1461 must not be read in part. Nemum yansan 289 of the Constitution. Na yankane nyina mum in totality in interpreting the 1461 and the 289. What do you say?
No. Article 146 is a self-contained provision. It's a self-contained position. And anybody who is trying to import into Article 146 is bringing in material that is not connected with Article 146. It's self-contained. In fact, the only time that people have argued that the discretion expressed in Article 146 on the suspension of the Chief Justice, there must be regulations. But if you look at Article 146 itself and the suspension, there's a procedural limitation on the exercise of the power to suspend. There's a procedural limitation. So that power itself has already been regulated. So I don't know what the Chief Justice was trying to achieve. Because wouldn't him say, and if you read Minya, take your time and read Article 146 in total, you will come to the conclusion, say, Article 146 has been designed to protect justices of the Superior Court of Judicature, including the Chief Justice.
Sir?
Yes.
In what ways?
Oh, first of all, that 146.1. You cannot sack a justice of the Superior Court of Judicature unless these grounds. So, stated grounds. This is the justice's security of tenure.
Now, what are the stated grounds?
2. Stated grounds are misconduct. I say, three grounds. 3 grounds.
Papa.
Now?
You know, our petition now, when we come out, the president,
Miba.
Okay.
So that your listeners can understand.
Okay.
I say that Article 146 itself has been designed to protect justices of the Superior Court of Judicature. Now, in Article 146, you are going to see procedural limitations. So, if it is for the removal of a justice of the Superior Court of Judicature, and then the petition will echo President Hall. The president is the head of state. So, the citizen petitions the head of state for the removal of a justice of the Superior Court of Judicature on grounds contained in Article 146.1. What does the president do? The president will have to refer the petition to the Chief Justice. That's all. Conveyor belt. And the Chief Justice will have to set up a committee to determine whether or not the petition, and the Chief Justice will have to determine whether or not the petition raises a prima facie. It's a protection.
Now, Papa, I'm on for
Chief Justice Ankasa. Chief Justice Ankasa. Say, or a justice of the Superior Court of Judicature.
Sure.
In car, you can't treat people equally circumstances differently. So say also say justice of the Superior Court of Judicature. Say obey the petition. A court, head of state hall, say Yanji Chief Justice. The normal process would have been, Yanfa petition the Chief Justice to determine whether a prima facie case have been made. But the drafters of the Constitution were aware of another principle of law, which says that you can't be a judge in your own cause. But Constitutional say, Yanfa petition no for Parliament. Constitutional for Parliament to determine. Constitutional say, Yanfa petition no for Supreme Court to determine. Constitution say, Yanfa petition no for the Council of State. I then say the Council of State, because to insulate the process against political manipulation. And if the process is insulated, it's to the protection of the Chief Justice.
Now, Lord, man, Musa deal with you. Nipa bi di petition aba. Petition no and some a wɔn aka no wɔn bebrebe like stated misbehavior no. Ebia ye mu bi na ye establish prima facie case against me a me no me ye eyi no. Na bi won so a ya anyi antum. Enti no ɛhɔ no eni sɛ me hunu sɛ one ɛyɛ we na establish prima facie case against me anaasɛ ne nyinaa mpo. Ɛno ni sɛ me hunu.
So the petition is looked at as a whole. As a whole. So definitely, say obi mu chiro petitions as a lawyer, say obi court. Not all the pleadings can be sustained. But some will be sustained. The fact that some cannot be sustained doesn't mean that on the case. Say the removal of Loretta Lamte. There were two petitions. One by Richard Nyama, and the other by Anodon Press. Anodon Press petition did not disclose prima facie. But Richard Nyama's petition disclosed prima facie. But both petitions were before the committee. Again, when Kokwaza petitioned the president for the removal of Tokono, do we know which of the allegations did not raise prima facie?
So that me be in responding to these against me, no. Me who say and a prima facie case against me, no. So that me the man who didn't be in responding.
Petition enti na ochro say or petitions na petition no. Yedima Chief Justice no. Why do you think that they gave the petition to a Chief Justice? First of all, it's not a kangaroo court. Say, President, any committee and a Council of State, Umbakura petition, expecting the Chief Justice to grapple in the dark. No. Transparency, fair trial requires that her accusers, what the accusers are saying. Even though, never mind that in Charlotte Osei's case, they didn't give her the petitions. But it is fair. Say, these petitions ever against you you must get the gist of what they are saying. Why is strategy important in defending yourself? Say, you don't need the committee to tell you, prima facie, when you take the petitions, before even they determine prima facie, you must begin preparing your case. You must begin. So that in the event that obviously prima facie, a disclosive prima facie, you have built your case. That's why you need a copy of the petition. So, would the petition to her, now would the Article 146 to her, you, the Chief Justice, and your team of lawyers and advisors must be able to say that you have a solid defense to the petitions. Before even the Council of State says that there's a prima facie or not. If they say there's no prima facie, you are free, go. If they say there's a prima facie, why are you prepared already? That's how a public officer should prepare to face such matters. You can't hope that your mama will treat the petitions or the Council of State constituted under the administration will treat the petitions the same way Nana Akufo-Addo treated the first petition against you. You can't hope that. You can't. You must always be ready. I think that her difficulty and the problem is that no counting on public support and partisan political considerations for her defense. And unfortunately, that has failed her.
Alaji, what you? Maminda was na mi senya mapa.
Okay, thank you.
Na the ati enka mamin die ni ko betimi aye rather than say obey press conference no.
Oh, say constitutional whole. In the processes no nyina are subject to judicial review. And every lawyer knows that.
Okay.
In fact, in the 1969 Constitution, you have fair committee, a judicial committee.
Yeah.
So it's subject to judicial review.
Okay.
So, say, Adebi Kosu at the committee level, and you think that it flouts, violates, it breaches some fundamental rules of procedure, you go to court to demonstrate.
Okay. All right. Lord, I was say.
And that's it.
Basically, I say, Honorable Hon.Insuah Fuseini, a former MP for Tamale South, and the nation going to 1.7 soon. Tamale Central. Now, Ochra DNT, do not have a teacher in Nusa. Now, you're not going to come.
Citizen TV, Accra, Ghana. Citizen TV.